What kind
I
of
mean,
caused you to pick the MMA path, coming out of college? Was that something you always wanted to do or something that just kind of came up? You're like, let's roll with it.
no, I've always been really interested in MMA. I've watched the sport and been a fan of the sport from a young age. Those were just times spent with my family, Saturdays, going to Buffalo Wild Wings, watching the fights. It was a good time, fun time. So I always kind of thought that that could be a path for me and that that was an option. And honestly, like I grew up fighting, not like fighting like in an angry way or like, but more just like for fun. Like me and kids would just fight like that. I just love to do it. When I was probably sixth, seventh grade, wrestling in local tournaments, we would it was like a little bit of a rougher area where some of these local tournaments were, and you'd have your wrestling matches, and then in between rounds you would meet kids in like the back hallways of a school, like a high school or whatever, and you would just fight. Like that's just what you did, like so I would go wrestle kids, and then in between my match I would run back to this hallway and we would bare knuckle fight. And this is when we are like 12, 13 years old. So I kind of just grew up fighting. Like that's always been in me, and I just love it. And again, it wasn't like an anger thing. Like it was like this is fun. Like let's freaking scrap. Let's see who's tough. And so that's just kind of has always been in me. And I think probably when I first started college, I thought I was going to compete in wrestling for a lot longer. And then the more I thought about it, the more I just knew I had to pursue MMA. And I just felt really passionate about it, really drawn to it. And I had done like not real formal jujitsu training, but like sometimes I'd travel, do a clinic at a club, and they'd be like, "Hey, we're having jujitsu practice. Like, do you want to come in?" And I'd be like, "Fine, let's go." And I would just go roll with these dudes, random dudes, like, and they would just go live on me and rotate in on me, like 10 guys, and I just loved it. I was like, "This is so fun," just like trying to, and I didn't know anything. They would just literally be like live, like those dudes trying to choke me out and me trying to figure out ways to tap them out, and I didn't know anything. And so that's kind of how it started, honestly. And then from there, I was like, all right, I need to like figure this out, and went down to American Top Team in Florida, trained a little bit down there with Masvidal and Mike Brown, some other guys, and I was like, I love this. This is what I need to do. This is what I'm built for. So that was kind of how the transition went. And for me, it's not that I don't feel passionate about wrestling anymore. I still feel passionate. I still love it. I love the sport. I love all that it's done for me, but I'm just more drawn to MMA as a person in a competitive sense.